The thing is, you really don't know what you don't know. And a lot of times you find yourself in a situation where you've been praying for one thing, right? You've been asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something, and you've been making all this dua, and you have yourself oriented towards it, like it's your goal, it's something that you really desperately want, and you think that when you have that thing, things are just going to be better, like that thing is going to be good for you, and you've prayed istikhara, you've asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like, if it's good for you, good for me, please facilitate it in the best way. And then that thing happens, right? And so then the assumption is that because God facilitated it, this thing must be good for me. Like, it must mean that this thing is like, it has some kind of benefits, or it's going to provide some kind of blessing, right? Or it in itself is blessed. And this thing can refer to work, it can refer to a relationship, it can refer to a certain kind of positioning, it can refer to so many different things, right? Whatever it is that you have your eyes or heart set on. When you get that thing and then you experience its reality and you realize that it's so far from what you imagined, it's very natural to feel disappointed, and it's very natural to feel like almost, like less confident in your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or less confident in that sense of like tawakkul or trust, because it's like, okay, well, I prayed so much for this and it was granted to me, but it turns out to be such a bad experience, or so bad, right? A lot of the times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will place you in a certain situation, or will grant you things that you ask for, because it's only by granting you those things will you learn a certain thing, right? Will you learn something, or will you have like the nuance to now navigate your life in a different way? Does that make sense? So you don't know what you don't know. When you made dua, you had no idea what the actual experience of the thing you're making dua for was going to be like. And it wasn't until you arrived at it that you knew, right? And sometimes Allah's like guidance and his like facilitation is just like He's leading you to one place so that you can learn maybe one thing. And it's not necessarily the thing that you thought you would benefit from. It's not necessarily the thing that you thought you would experience, right? But by learning that thing, you are now a step closer to where He wants you to be, subhanAllah. Like it's, I don't know, I think we just need to kind of trust and stress a lot less about where we're going, and about like what happens to us once we actually get the things that we objectively think we want or we need.